Howdy, howdy, neighbors. This is DJ Davenport welcoming you and yours to another Access to Bluegrass show, a 1-hour bluegrass show brought to you every week at this time by this station and Harper Run Communication Arts, a business-to-business communication. We've had to thank these guys lots of times because without them we wouldn't be able to bring everybody the program that we do bring to you. And today we're going to do a special show. Today's program is scheduled, is in memory of a songwriter and singer, Gene Duty. Gene came to Battle Creek and played for Access to Bluegrass in March of 1997. And was looking forward to coming back again. We sure are sorry that he never got to come back. On November 22nd, 1997, in Flint, Michigan, at the Michigan Bluegrass meeting at the Pearl School, the Lord called Gene home. Gene was born Gene Garrett Duty on February the 5th, 1934, in a little town of Duty, Virginia. I remember several times of really hearing a good singing person and playing guitar, and an awful lot of people be ganged around him at some of our festivals, and of course I always joined in. I had not met Gene at that point. I didn't meet Gene until about 4 years ago up at Eaton Rapids. He came in there and he come over to me and asked me if I was from Davenport, Virginia. And I said yes. There's a lot of picking going on and I hadn't quite heard him good. So a little while I thought, no, wait a minute, that was not what he asked me. He'd asked me if I was from Davenport. I thought he'd asked me if that was my name. So I called him back over and told him that, no, that was my name. And then he tells me about the town in Virginia that was named for his folks and wanted to know, then I asked him how far that was from Davenport. He says it's about 4 miles. Well, Davenport, Virginia is also named for my ancestors. Quite a coincidence. We had quite a talk about that. It impressed both of us. Okay, the first time we saw Gene at a bluegrass festival, he was playing in the campgrounds, singing music with a crowd gathering around. We stopped to listen, and like all the others, we became captivated listeners. The sound of his voice, the words to the songs, seemed to make you listen with your heart. Finally, the time came when we were privileged to have this man come to Battle Creek and tape a show for you and us. We want to bring you the music he wrote and sang. He wrote songs from the heart. He wrote about the heartaches of life and life itself, friends and home. He wrote reflective songs and songs of his country, about the love and of his wife. He wrote gospel songs about the God he learned to love and trust through the years. The first songs we'll play today are songs that tells of life's heartaches. Gene will tell you more about these songs as he plays them.
Here's the first song that I ever wrote down on a piece of paper, one called Rock Bottom. Me and an old boy by the name of Jim Maynard was working on it, and it sort of sounds like this. You do know that you've been running around with another man. still want to have your opinion. I don't understand. Rock bottom, hit rock bottom when I found love with you. Rock bottom, hit rock bottom when I found love with you. In the end, I'd lose again, and I'd still want you. Rock bottom, hit rock bottom when I fell in love with you. Rock bottom, hit rock bottom when I fell in love with you. You say they let you down. You done hit rock bottom just like I said you do. Sorry for you, darling, I'm rock bottom too. Rock bottom, now hit rock bottom when I fell in love with you. Rock bottom, hit rock bottom when I fell in love with you. I hit rock bottom when I fell in love with you. Going back once again to the 60s, here's another one of the songs that I wrote and never tried to work it out, one called I Got Over. And I met these boys here and they showed me how to do it. Car
Gene started his music when he was a child. He had brothers who all played instruments, but they wouldn't let him play. So when they went away, Gene would go to their room and borrow their guitar. That is how he learned to play the guitar. The first song Gene sang was at an old-fashioned pie supper at Cane Creek Elementary School in Virginia. The song was about a little crippled boy, Willie Roy. When you watch Gene play, you will see that his left hand, he has lost 3 fingers. He did this while running a punch press at his work. As you can see, this didn't stop Gene from playing the guitar. Gene was a gentleman. He had been known to give away his last dollar in his pocket to someone in the street corner that was down on their luck. After the show that was filmed here in Battle Creek, played a gentleman called our house looking for a way to find Gene. His wife had passed away about 3 weeks earlier, and he had tried to write a song for his wife, and he couldn't quite make it. So he asked Gene to write a song for him, or finish the song that he had started. And it took Gene about 2 weeks, and he sent us the tape. And we went to the gentleman's house, and an old friend that I'd worked with many, many, many years ago. In fact, I'd even lost track of Charlie over the years. And we played the song and stayed with him, and as he listened and cried. It was quite a moving song. We did not get to the privilege of recording that here at the studio. Many of Gene's songs were wrote about life and friends and home. The next songs will be an explanation of that.
I was riding up to Benton one day and seen a real pretty flower garden, and I stopped, and that was back in the days that I was drinking awful heavy, and watched this lady come out and sit down under the tree, and I went over in my mind, and this is the story she told me. I was riding through a town high Benton when I saw a lady old and gray working in her flower garden. I stopped to pass the time away. I said, your flowers are so pretty. She offered me a seat, sat a while. She said, I'll get us some coffee. Then she softly walked away with a smile. We sat there while in peaceful silence. Then I saw her brush a tear away. I knew I was going to hear her story, so I listened to the words she had to say. The real flowers in my life have gone now. The petals faded one by one. My children are gone and I'm left lonely. My husband, the rest his work is playing music up at Virgil's, and our friend Jack Coffey was sitting there, and Jack has a breathing problem, and he has to have his oxygen bottle. And he was sitting there, and his wife came in very still and quiet, went over and knelt down by the side of Jack and checked his oxygen bottle, made sure everything was all right, and walked out real peaceful. And that really impressed me, to see people like that with all of the hardships they got. They've learned to make life worth living, and I wrote this song about it. I met an old friend I hadn't seen for a long time. Sure was good to see Jack again. It was easy to see time has taken its toll. His health like mine, not what it was back then. It's hard to find a blessing in pain and suffering. Oftentimes one comes in the strangest of ways. When we least expect to see God's love in action, a quiet revelation drives all the doubts away. She walked into the room her husband was sitting, quiet and graceful and making a sound. She checked his oxygen bottle. They whispered to each other. Through the hardships, contentment has been found. Oh, it's hard to find a blessing in pain and suffering. Oftentimes one comes in the strangest of ways. When you least expect to see God's love in action, a quiet revelation drives all the doubts away. It's a place and time when it's rare to see compassion, when most of our efforts are taken to the side. I saw a lady stand so tall while kneeling by her husband, worth more to God than all the world's worth. Oh, it's hard to find a blessing in pain and suffering. Oftentimes one comes in the strangest of ways. When we least expect to see God's love in action, a quiet revelation drives all the doubts away. I could have written about the coffee and the man in trouble, and we all know they've had their share. But God showed me through the lady whose name I don't know, that His love is greater than all the pains we bear. Oh, it's hard to find a blessing in pain and suffering. Oftentimes one comes in the strangest of ways. When we least expect to see God's love in action, a quiet revelation drives all the doubts away. A quiet revelation drives all the doubts away. B. Here's a song that I wrote a few years ago, and Virgil and the boys here did an album, and they put the song on the album. They didn't stop there. They even named the album after the song called Going Fishing with Dad. I did a lot of hard searching to find the words to this song, going back in my mind, going back to when I was a very small boy and picking it all up again and looking at a lot of things that happened there in real close details. Some special happening that each of us consider the best. To me, when I look back to the best of the memories I've had, it's the 4th of July, and I'm going fishing today. Get the cornhole, get the oats cradled and tied, sucker the tobacco and get all the work all day by. Dig some fishing work, get the fish pole and all of our gear. Going fishing with Daddy, that's all anyone can hear. She wrapped it in towels and put it in a bag she'd worn. Get a jar of peaches, some fat black from Dad's old smokehouse. Going fishing with Daddy, that's what the commotion's all about. My dad was a hard man and he saw fun when fishing time grew near. It seemed we were the closest than any other time of the year. I've cherished many memories and so many good ones I've had. Not the fondest memory of my youth is when I went fishing with Dad. Dream of fishing, North Dam in East Tennessee. But we never made it, I guess that it was never meant to be. I stopped in Horace last year, still smell the cornbread and the sand. Thinking of fishing with my daddy, although memories came back. Oh, no, I can't go back, but there's time that I wish that I could. Go back to another time and relive the best of the good. I took a stroll through yesterday to see the best that I can find. But today when I fish with Daddy, it will only be in my mind. Today we'll do it all again, even if it's only in my mind.
Gary Brewer and the Kentucky Ramblers sang that last song on their CD. In fact, they did several of Gene's songs. And so did the Stanley Brothers, and so did Ralph Stanley after Carter passed away. At first, Gene would pick up his Martin guitar and begin singing words that would come to him, and then he would forget. Eventually, though, he began to write down these songs and would put them in his song file. He would hear someone say something or thought about would come to his mind, and he would ponder over it until a song was born. He loved to get off alone, maybe take a walk in the woods just to reflect. Here are two of the songs that demonstrates that.
There's a song that I wrote, there's times when I need to get my mind all squared away and I have to take a drive down the path and take a little walk and get it straightened out. There's a place I go when my mind needs mending. I need come around every now and then. When my place has a frown and my spirit has fallen, I walk down the path from where the road ends. Let's take a stroll through memory's meadow to the old swimming hole at the river's bend. There's something special waiting there for us. Just down the path a Beautiful Woman. That's a song that I wrote. I was working in my garage and the words came to me so quick. I couldn't find a piece of paper and I had to write it down on a piece of wood paneling. And it's one of the songs that Ralph Stanley recorded that I wrote. Are you proud of America? In A? Let's do that. Here's a song that I wrote that Ralph Stanley and Keith Whitney and Ricky Skaggs all got together and recorded way back yonder somewhere. Folks say America's falling. There's some who say we've lost our pride. Should America fall sometime in the future, would you be willing to stand by her side? say you're proud of America? Can you say you helped her to stand? Oh, can you think some contribution you give unto make America your land? Have you forgotten the source of your freedom? Is it hard to remember those who have died? Should America call on you to defend her? Would you be willing to stand by her side? Oh, can you say you're proud of America? Can you say you helped her to stand? Oh, can you think of some contribution you give unto make America your land? You give unto make America your land.
In 1985, Gene met his soon-to-be wife, Lexi, in Boone, North Carolina. Lexi had been Gene's sweetheart back in high school sometime, and they had lost track of each other, and I think they had both married other people, and they had both lost their spouses, and they had got back together in 1985. These songs were written for Lexi, who was the love of Gene's life.
In about 81, I wrote a song about a woman, and I knew when I was writing the song that I didn't know who I was writing about, but I always said if I ever found the woman that I was writing about in that song, that I'd marry her just short in the world. And I ran across Lexi. What is the force that keeps pulling me back to you? Oh, I call you today as I have so many times. I've been calling you even when a call cost a dime. That warm, tingling feeling once more rush through my bones, like the sound of sweet music, like music with 1,000 tones. What is the force that keeps pulling me back to you? What is the attraction? I wonder if you feel it too. This force is as strong as the waves and the ocean so blue. Oh, tell me, what is it that keeps pulling me back to you? you've been a friend, and a friend was all that I need. And you've been a lover most eager to please. What is the force that keeps pulling me back to you? What is the attraction? I wonder if you feel it too. This force is as strong as the waves and the ocean so blue. Oh, tell me, what is it that keeps pulling me back to you? Oh, tell me, what is it that keeps pulling me back to you? In 1988, I had met my childhood sweetheart, and we were making plans to get married. And being a songwriter, you gotta write your own wedding song, and then you gotta turn around and sing it.
You gotta make sure you write it right.
And I'd done my best to write it right.
Put the right words to it.
Lexi, I've known you for 40 years. Seemed like yesterday you had freckles on your face. Many years have passed and you're in my life once more. I love you today, tomorrow, and always. Lexi, now that we are grown, and I love you with all my heart. Lexi, I'm asking you to be my wife. It's got the world to love you till death do we part. A short time ago, my life was sad. Being lonely was the only life I knew. But God in His mercy had a better plan. He sent you to love me and me to love you too. Lexi, most of our children are grown. They have their future, and our years are slipping on. then. And I'll sail it with this tiny wedding band. Yes, we'll sail it with this tiny wedding band.
For both Gene and Lexi, the years spent together were wonderful and happy. God bless their marriage and their love for one another. Lexi tells us that Gene was the love of her life, and she said that if even two people were meant to be together, it was she and Gene. God had brought them together when each needed someone to love and also to be best friends. Gene's greatest love was his God, his wife Lexi, his friends, and his little dog BB. BB was with him when he was called home. Lexi tells us that Gene's life was short here on earth, but he was ready when God called. She said that the peaceful look and smile on his face helped her to know that he was in heaven with God, and I bet he is singing with the angels. For the last song of today's program, we have chosen a song Gene wrote that tells of his trust in God.
He Assures Me, a song that I wrote back in 1973. When the days are long and the nights have no end, and it seems we're tossed like a leaf in the wind, when our spirits are low and temptation all time, we can call on a Jesus we know He is mine. And I hear the voice of my Savior so sweet, when I lay my burden down at His feet, that He picks me up and allows me to see. He assures me His grace is sufficient for me. We see friends and loved ones who are lost in sin, and we pray without ceasing, God, we call them in to His wondrous kingdom of joy and mirth, to reign forever with the Savior and love. I hear the voice of my Savior so sweet, when I lay my burden down at His feet, and He picks me up and allows me to see. He assures me His grace is sufficient